Make the most out of your time at work
with Karen Gately,
leadership and people management specialist.
Everybody loves a holiday, but we need Karen Gately's help to figure out how best to get them. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning.
Now, Karen, we know that work is best done when you're refreshed, when you're feeling, of sound mind. And holidays definitely help with that.
Yes, it can make a very big difference, as we often talk about, it matters that we're looking after our well-being. If we want to be at our best at work, then clearly recharging and being in a good mental and physical space is ideal.
One of the unfortunate offshoots of everything that's happened this year is, with everything that went down with COVID, a lot of companies were forced to almost ensure that workers, employees took their annual leave. So a lot of people cashed out earlier this year. Do you think because of that we're going to see an unfortunate byproduct in the last couple of months of this year?
Yeah, look, I think it's a year where a lot of people are tired, are likely to be tired. So I think, absolutely there's going to be, for a bunch of people, the need just to keep kind of slogging through, which is clearly never ideal.
So if you are in that state, let's say you've had to cash out your annual leave, so you don't really have holidays to look forward to in the next couple of months, how can you best make sure you are of sound and fresh mind when you're going into the workplace?
Yeah, it's, again, about thinking about how you're spending each day, in terms of your energy management, and are you actually getting the rest you need,
yeah.
In terms of sleep? Are you eating well? Are you, taking those typical steps just to make sure that we are recharged and re-energised? So, again, everybody's different, but even just taking small chunks of time out to recharge and to do things that we love. I think the challenge can be when we're just putting one foot in front of the other and we're just slogging through, is that it just feels like we need this big holiday at the end of the year or, at some point in time in order to be okay. But the reality is we can spend, small chunks of time doing things that we really do love and enjoy, and that can have a massive impact on our energy levels.
You can even do that in the workday. Our drive guy, Craig Pittman, he takes regular walks throughout the day, and I often look at him and think, that's such a good idea, whereas I walk out of the building at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon when I see the sun.
Yeah. Exactly right. Absolutely. And just having fresh air and being able to see the blue sky and just, being connected with nature, again, can have a very big impact. So absolutely, I support that, getting out and about during, the work day, even if it is for a short burst. Again, we don't need a full-blown hour necessarily. If we can just quickly take 10 minutes here or 10 minutes there to get outside and, stretch our legs even, it can make a big difference to how we go throughout the day and, our ability to maintain that focus and to, be connected with what we're doing and able to perform.
Well, we've talked about those people that have cashed out, but maybe you do still have some annual leave in your back pocket. I often see these articles, and maybe you've come across them too, where people will say, you can get 40 days of holidays for the year by utilising your annual leave days in this exact way, kind of like putting together all the public holidays and connecting them with some annual leave days. Do you think upper management, wherever you're working, are just going to get pretty annoyed with you for taking specifically short blocks of time off throughout the year?
I think that really depends on the type of role that we're in. And, for some employers it actually works for them if people are actually using their leave and bring that balance down throughout the year in small doses. So rather than, for example, having someone that's away for an extended 2, 3, 4 week period, that can in some instances be easier to manage. But in others, and I suspect probably like in your industry, that's actually harder to actually manage because if we're having to cover people or getting interim resources or there's other team members to step into the void, then clearly you're having to do that more often through the year. So, I think it does depend, but I would argue that it's very difficult to, again, depending on how we live the rest of our lives, but for many of us, we actually need that chunk of time out just to start to actually get unwound. I don't know if that's even the right word.
No, unwind is fine. Yes, I think we all do require that.
Yeah, and so sometimes it can just feel like the first week of our holidays, we're just getting started with that process,
Yes.
So, sometimes it takes a bit more of a chunk of time out just to actually get all the way to a place where we are relaxed and really settled into that space before we have to go marching back into the office again.
So I suppose the moral of the story is don't feel bad about trying to find your own time to unwind or be unwound. Right, Karen?
That's right.
All right, well, go take your annual leave, everyone. Hopefully you can get a break before the end of the year. Karen, you've got another break. Until next Monday, we'll catch up again.
Thank you.